Welcome to the OFX podcast. I'm Dave Claxton. Along with me, as always, is the renegade of rulebook rubbish. But we're not going to do that today because it's too much. Just too much. We'll do it next time.
Yeah.
It's just a lot, a lot. Um, well, I couldn't save it. I was not prepared for anything else. Let's not dilly-dally. Let's just go right into it. Where do you want to start with Worlds? What part? Do you want to start with the good, the bad, the ugly, the results?
Let's start with, did you figure out our points and how we did?
No, we didn't. I have not. No, I
I
didn't. I took a picture of it. I have a picture of it. I can still figure it out. I think you probably got me.
I was thinking so, but I did have
There are,
some,
yeah, there are a few that went really AWOL. Like,
yeah.
for example, Ronkovic to win obviously didn't happen. You had Dylan win. That was big.
Yeah.
Um, Joanna, I had to win. She did not win. You had,
No, I had Joanna.
oh, you had Joanna to win. That's right. I had Lauren. Neither
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Um, I was right about Tim and Alex in a big jump up. That was a big points.
Yeah. And I think you had Morgan.
Yes, I had Morgan and I had Alondra and 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 uh,
Oh,
and Chris. I firmly believe that that was a ploy from Chris just to get me.
yes, yeah. That
The
was her
whole
way of
thing,
getting you back.
the
Yeah.
whole thing was a Orgolowski setup. I'm confident in it. I've even messaged her and blamed her for my tragedy. She did
Yeah.
not confirm or deny.
Mm,
So yeah,
yeah.
so I will get. I actually, it's probably pretty close, but I think you probably got it.
Yeah, I think I did too, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll make a post about it. But
No,
yeah,
I
we
think I did have both doubles winners correct. I think. No, 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 I can't remember anymore.
I don't
No,
remember
no,
either.
I didn't have the doubles winner correct for the men because I had Tim and Ronk being higher than their rating.
Right.
Would have gave me more points.
Yeah.
But I did have the women's doubles correct. So I think I did good on doubles and really bad on the solos.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did really good on the solos, so
Yeah, so we'll see. All right, I will work that out and we'll go through it and I'll make a nice story in our post with
yeah.
whoever won.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as the races go itself, do you want to go in order and we'll talk about like the women's were first?
Yeah, let's do that. Probably less controversy.
So women's first, less controversy, but more surprise. Surprise? Do you think it's
I
surprise?
don't think I don't think it was a surprise. I There was a part of me that almost did vote Alyssa winning just because I knew she had the potential to do it. The only reason I didn't was based on experience. But I don't really think it's a surprise to people that she won. Um it might have been more of a surprise to people that it wasn't closer
Mm, mm,
with her and Joanna. And I honestly thought, I mean, and I said to um Alyssa will be leading after the burpees. And after that is kind of what's going to happen with racing strategy and how she's holding up. Because I mean, she is actually one of the fastest on sleds. So with her running and her ability on the sleds and burpees, but yeah, she continued to extend her lead. So, and we said too, she was probably gonna have to have 40 wall balls. She came in with 38 wall balls ahead of
yeah.
Joanna. And I mean, we didn't know if she could do them unbroken. And she did more than 100
Yeah, because she had
unbroken.
like 14 no reps, something in
Yeah,
that neighborhood.
yep, it was, I think it was 15. So and she just kept going. And, which really, really impressed me that she was able to do that. So, yeah, she won like a champ. So she deserved that. She earned it.
So I think everybody believed she had the potential to do it,
Yeah.
including myself. And I was on record as saying I thought she'd be fourth this year, and then next year she
Win.
she would well possibly she'd be one of those ones where I'd call her the favorite to win
Yeah.
because I thought she still needed to get the racecraft down a bit more, her pacing down a bit better, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because it just seemed she would make a mistake here and there and here and there. And apparently she made enough mistakes to learn from them quick enough to be where she was because she was flawless.
Yeah, and I think she also has a really solid team around her where she
Mhm.
trains in Michigan, and people that are experienced. And I think that they prepared her really well for all of it. So again, I'm not super surprised. It was definitely in there. And it's not like the other girls had a bad race either.
No,
So
no. Joanna had a good race.
yeah.
She just
Mhm.
ran into a hurricane. And here's the scary part. She's got more to give. Like
Alyssa is still not even running her marathon
she's
pace.
recovering on the runs.
Yeah.
While everybody else is pushing to try to keep up, she's recovering and just like and going faster. And it's like
Yeah.
it's scary as shit, man. It's crazy how good she could be.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And exciting.
exciting. So I am going to say the one thing that is really, really frustrating me from the Instagram world right now
Oh,
is
fuck those
is
guys.
everyone is like, oh, it's a runner's race. It's a runner's race now. Runners are just going to come in and take over. But I mean, Alyssa obviously is an amazing runner. She's a 2:35 marathon, but it's not like every runner who's a 2:35 marathoner can just come in and do what she did on the stations.
No.
Like that takes a very strong marathoner, which is not very common. Like she is still a very unique breed in the running world to have done this. So no, we're not just, and I saw some comments too, like, oh, wait till the Kenyans hear about Hyrox. They're not going to come in and Alyssa is moving the sled some of the fastest of any of the girls. She's doing 100 wall balls unbroken. The farmer's carry she did with a smile on her face. You cannot just pluck a marathoner off the roads and put them in a Hyrox and they're going to be okay.
Mhm.
My friend Lanny, who she's an Olympic marathoner, has faster times than Alyssa. She's probably faster than Alyssa right now in the marathon. She couldn't even pick up the 35-pound kettlebells until 3 weeks before we did our Hyrox. So you're not just going to take her, a 2:28 marathoner, put her in a pro and be like, oh, she's a runner. She's going to do well. It just
Oh,
doesn't happen. You
and we
have to
have
give respect to how strong
yeah,
Alyssa is.
and we've seen like I know I've seen posts from like legit male marathoners,
Mhm.
like, Kenyans running two something kilometers for
Yeah.
Hyrox
Yeah.
and then not being able to push the open sled. And we're talking
Right.
open weights. It's yeah,
Yeah.
I do
Well,
believe.
Lanny couldn't pull the sled weight, pull it at full length of the rope. Open weight.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
I believe that Alyssa is the beginning of a bit of a different athlete, right? But I do not believe you can just pluck any marathon runner out and put them in
Oh
there
my
and think
God.
they have a
It's
chance.
it's driving me absolutely nuts. Um, but yes, her level of running though is very hard to catch up to
Mhm.
someone who's coming from a different background. So does she have an advantage in the running? Absolutely. But also the level of strength it takes also takes a while to catch up. So the fact that she's come in this strong and being this fast, that again, that's a unique because I mean, I've obviously grown up spending time with the running world,
Yeah.
and not many of them spend time in the weight room. They really don't. And especially my generation, we were actually told to stay out of it.
Yeah.
So so she's like now 6, 7 years younger than me. She might have just been on the beginning of the generation where runners started going in the weight room, but like never to the point that they would be um like doing this level of step that she's walking and capable of doing. So again, she is a unique breed. And we see it with her and then we see it with Maddie Ebergine.
Maddie Strong's coming, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, so Maddie, who has a 15:35K again, and one of the best Canadian runners, who also now has run the fastest time for a Canadian female. She ran a 57, and won her age group in her second Hyrox
Yeah,
ever.
and was second fastest of all the pros, so non-elite 15 runners.
Yeah, and I think she would have been fourth or fifth if she was in the Elite 15 race. But again, we know that's a different
A
race,
little
so
bit
we
different
can't
course, but
still.
still relevant.
Right. Yeah, it's still, and again, but Maddie is a runner who is also a strength coach. So
Uh,
we're talking about a unique breed of runners. So, anyways, if you think you're going to just start finding your marathon friends and they're going to be world champions, you are grossly mistaken.
and something about Maddie too, like, is not Maddie still competing in 5K? Like,
Yeah, she's still like at a high level. She's
yeah,
competing at national championships.
she's not 100% bought in full-time High Rocks training.
No, absolutely not. I think when she did her first one, she was convinced to do it 2 weeks before or something and just
Mhm.
learned what the movements were and still ran, well, she ran a 103 with 3-minute penalties, a 104. So she's not all in on high rocks by any means. As far as she still ran like a full university indoor season and so would have just come off of that.
So be afraid.
Yeah.
Be very afraid.
But, and this is the thing with someone like Maddie, is in order to qualify now with this new point system, I think Maddie
So,
could be one of the examples of Maddie's going to run times that no one will deny that she should be in the Elite 15.
yeah.
But in order for her to get there, I don't know, being a student, if she's going to be able to chase 5 races internationally in order to get the points. So she could be one of those people who were like, she's one of the fastest races in High Rocks, but the system is flawed for
Mhm.
someone like her being in the Elite 15.
Yeah, so I mean, we look at it now. Let's just say she has two races now, one being a win and the other one being a second place. So she's got 205 points,
Yeah.
right? So she basically needs three more wins, which ain't easy to come by,
No.
even for her.
No.
Because you might run into a race where Lauren's racing, where are these other women are racing with more experience. So it's gonna be tough. So I think you're right. It would be absolute shame if she's not given a shot in the Elite 15 next year. But we'll see what happens. It does highlight the flawed system.
Yeah. She's
So
also someone who has the potential to run in the LA Games. Her 5,000-meter time, she takes 15 seconds off and she's run B standard for the Olympics. So it's an interesting conundrum for her to be in.
you gotta go to the Olympics. If you can, you go.
Yeah, yeah, you got to go
You
to the
gotta go.
Olympics.
The High Rocks will be
That's
there again next year. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. That's the way I would look at it
You
too.
could put more focus on it and go from there. You know what? Gonna go off track. Yeah. I want to hit this, so I don't want to forget it. So I'm gonna go right now because for something you said made me think of it. Um, we're gonna abandon the worlds right now for Instagram stuff. Kind of related to worlds. We both saw this online and commented on this. Um, People giving basically elite athletes great grief for running in the pro waves. So basically what people consider age group waves of the doubles after running in the Elite 15. And a lot of basic bad mouthing of the athletes who did it. You want to go first on your stance on that, or you want me to?
So I was a bit confused at exactly what. So I think this person was upset that any Elite 15 would run in any age group race in the doubles. However, if they didn't qualify in the Elite 15 doubles, then they're not Elite 15 in the doubles. So
Right.
it's not like they're running Elite 15 solo and then also racing their age group. So his point was he wanted them to be exempt from racing any other race
Yeah.
once they've been in the Elite 15,
Yeah.
which, I mean, to me makes zero sense at all.
Agreed.
Um, and again, it's just people who, why do you want your podium because the faster people weren't allowed to race?
That is correct.
Like,
I want the race to be just hard enough that I win.
right.
The
And the faster
competition,
people got to stay
I
out of
want
it.
the competition to be just at a high enough level that I win.
Right.
But it's hard for me to win, but I still win.
Yeah, and they wanted them so basic so and I think their point was even and because I kind of went into this thread. If you have a pro card, you
Yeah, I
cannot race
did that.
age group races.
Yeah. So let me explain something.
Mhm.
If you have a pro card and are chasing the Elite 15 and you do not make it, your only option is to run age group at Worlds or not run at all.
Mhm.
So to say that those people with a pro card cannot run age group at Worlds is asinine.
Yeah.
All right, it's just silliness. So yes, I mean, I'll use Ryan Douglas as an example. Has
Mhm.
raced in the Elite 15 in doubles, I believe, and such. Or and then when he got, but he did not qualify for any Elite 15. So
And I
he's
think he was in the Elite 15 North Americans, was he
yes,
not?
I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yes. So he did not qualify to race Worlds. So you're telling me he should not be able to race at Worlds at all? Like this is just stupid.
It
By the
is
way,
stupid.
congratulations, Ryan, on an epic Worlds.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic.
World champ in his age group.
Probably should have been in the Elite 15 the way he ran.
Yeah.
So there's that. Then here's another part of it. And I'll ask you this one because I think we're both in agreement on this. If you are an Elite 15 athlete and you race in the mixed doubles, so you ran Elite 15 at Worlds and then you raced in the mixed doubles, which has no Elite 15. Some people were having a problem with that.
But there is no Elite 15 doubles.
Exactly. They're
So
racing.
again, it's not like someone has qualified for Elite 15 and is choosing not to.
Correct.
However, apparently there were some people
Who
were there some people that qualified in the Elite 15 that chose to race age group?
not to my knowledge, no.
What
But
about was it Alan Ploge?
yeah, he did not qualify for the Elite 15. Nobody who qualified for the Elite 15 solo raced in doubles.
Okay, so then this person was
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Um,
So what did happen was an Elite 15 doubles racer in the men's field raced in age group as well with a different partner. That one, I will be perfectly honest, I don't like that. I think if you're at Worlds and you're racing the Elite 15 in doubles, you should not race the same race, same distance, same division in the pro, even if you have a different partner, because that will all that opens the door to something like, and I'm going to use Dylan because Dylan won't care. That opens the door to Dylan to literally just bringing in somebody who's his client who just needs to run the laps with him and he does everything else and to basically sell his
or
client a podium at Worlds.
or Dylan and Steven racing the Elite 15 and then Dylan and Steven racing their age group.
So that is a rule. You can't do that.
Oh, okay.
But you can race with a different partner in age group. And I don't agree with that rule. So I don't blame actually the gentleman, I can't remember his name, who did this because it was within the rules. I just
Yeah.
don't like that rule.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
if he had
I could
raced
get behind that.
if he had raced mixed doubles with anybody, like if Dylan and Lauren Weeks went and raced mixed doubles in the age group, that's fine because that's the highest level they can race in mixed doubles,
Yeah.
right? So that's I just wanted to get that out. I wanted to make sure we didn't forget about that because
Yeah.
it's something that I kind of bothered me because basically they were accusing them of sandbagging, and they're not sandbagging. There's no other option,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
right? I'm a guy who really hates sandbagging. That's not sandbagging.
Yeah. Yeah. I just get frustrated when people they care so much about their podiums that they to the point that they would rather win because there was nobody there faster that should have been there. It's almost like wishing,
For an injury.
yeah, or yeah, I don't think that's right.
Or,
And
or they're ahead of me a little bit. I really hope they get a penalty.
Right. Yeah. Wishing ill on your competitors so
Yeah.
that you win.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That doesn't make you feel good.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Mhm.
So, all right. Just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Anything else about the women's race?
Women's race. I mean, there was a lot. Sinead Bent, awesome showing.
Yeah.
Um,
Sinead was third.
Sinead was third, a fantastic showing. This is a question that I do not like to ask, and I do it with all due respect and love and admiration. But does Lauren Weeks need to change something?
Yes. And
Ooh. See, I just
I,
asked the question. You're a horrible person.
well, I just think keeps doing the same race strategy. Everyone knows she's doing this race strategy, and it doesn't seem to be paying off anymore because we have people in the race now who she can't run away from
Yeah.
and who will close the gap. So she's really burnt out her candle early, which worked for her in the past because she
Yeah.
could get far enough away. But I do think she needs to try something different. And I kind of thought that we might see it at Worlds this year just because she's raced Joanna now 4 or 5 times, does the same thing. And so I think at Worlds you got to just try something different and she didn't, which I mean, I obviously her and Anthony have like their race strategy worked out, but I just don't think with the speed that Sinead bent the 16-minute 5K girl, and then we have Alyssa. You can't run away from them.
And she can't run away from a lot of them. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so I just don't think it works right now, and I think she has to think more about where her strengths are. And I think because she struggles on the sleds, I think going so hard into those sleds might be taking even more out of the sleds.
Mhm.
So I do think that she's just like maybe she's got. Well, I mean, we saw Alyssa started at the very as the potentially her and Sinead are the two fastest runners in the field. Sinead might have a faster top end, so she was way at the back.
Yeah.
And again, she kind of chilled and then worked her way through the first few stations and then took the lead in the sled. So I don't know. I think Lauren, it might be time to try something new.
And that's the thing, right? Maybe she needs to back off a little bit because we do know that it's the sleds that notoriously kill her. And in the past, anytime she had a weak segment, like she had a weak segment with the farmer's carry before, she fixed it. She had weak segments with the lunges, she fixed that. She's not been able to address this one with the same kind of effectiveness. So yeah, I think maybe it's time where they go back to the drawing board and maybe she just takes a race and says, "All right, I need to be 10th or worse going into the sled."
Yeah, and
And
that's hard to do mentally.
very hard to do mentally do. It'd be really hard, but like just take it and say, I'm going to be 10th or worse or this time going into the sled. And
Yeah.
then I'm going to really make my move. I'm going to push hard on those sleds and start kicking it down and really make my move on the burpees because her burpees are absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. And we know you don't have to run because I know that we've talked to Anthony about it before
Hmm.
and he has said like she's just running her threshold pace, but we know from looking at some of our girls like Alyssa, she's not running her threshold pace at the beginning of the race either. Like so she's you don't want to be producing too much lactic acid that early in the race. Um so yeah, it might be her pace for threshold, but it might not be right for her to be going even that fast going into her weakest stations. So
Yeah. Um,
I
I
did think I did think a lot about this one during the race, and I was kind of hoping that she would change something up, but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and again, there's nobody more liked and popular and respected than Lauren. So it
yeah.
hurts to even ask the question. You know,
I know
it
it
really does.
does.
It's like can't doubt her. She's Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else from the women's race that really caught you? I know one of our favorites,
Okay.
Vivian
I
had a
do
great.
have something that I think that Hyrox needs to change that really disturbed me
What
too.
now, Beth?
Okay, I was disturbed. Okay, so the penalties. Linda Meyer, we usually see a stronger Linda Meyer
Mm,
in the world.
yeah,
She knows how to taper. She takes a proper off season, so
yeah.
she is usually peaking at Worlds. She didn't have a good race. She had 3 minutes of penalties by the end. They made her stand there.
In
She wasn't
last,
in
nobody else
last
on the
place.
course.
It doesn't. I was like, oh my God, let the poor girl just cross the line and stop standing in the box of shame and let her cross the line and just put the 3 minutes on because the race is over. I was appalled. I just felt so bad. I'm like, just let her cross the line and go get to hug all of her friends. Because also in this race, which we'll talk about too with Tim Vinage, they didn't let you go back. So I was like,
No.
oh, normally I would have, and Lauren would have been someone that would have led the way. They would have gone back and like cheered her on, but they didn't let the athletes go back over the finish line timing mats. So she literally just had to stand there, and her judge was like, gave her a hug, and I'm like, oh, just let her cross the line.
But the drama.
I know it was just, it was, it was very, I don't know. I felt embarrassed for her.
Would you? I mean, I agree. It was stupid. I honestly think it was me because let's face it, she's last. She's had a rough race, even
Yeah.
without the penalty. She had a rough race.
Hmm.
Everybody's on the stage, so time doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
She's not getting any points for this race because she's too far behind.
Yeah.
I'd have just walked across the stage, take the DQ. Screw it. I'd finish my 100 wall balls, get my
Well,
one.
but I think she loses money if she takes a DQ.
Well, then that's fucking stupid.
Because all the Elite 15 do get money. So I know. My heart was breaking. I was like, oh, let the poor girl just cross the line and hug her friends.
Yeah, yeah, that was a rough one. I agree. I agree. And maybe they'll address that. Maybe this I'm gonna assume that's something they never thought of happening before,
Yeah, yeah,
which they should have, but they didn't.
yeah.
So
Well, now we saw it.
hopefully that never has to happen again.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, our girl Viv did not have a great race. It happens sometimes. Um,
Mm.
Other ones that jumped out. I think that's pretty much the major ones. Lucy Proctor had a really good run.
Yeah, she did.
That was great to see because she's had a rough year. But
Hmm.
all in all, that was most of the story for women's. You ready for the men's?
Yeah, yeah,
All right. I'm gonna start with the bad because that was earlier in the race.
yeah.
All right. So if you were under a rock and did not see and have not heard, I have no
Mhm.
idea why you're fucking listening to this show because this is what we do. Dylan, oh my God. Colern came out, ran to the skier. Was not near the front, but that's normal for Cole at that part. He doesn't go out hot at the beginning with all those guys. He likes to hang back and run his race, which was very smart. Gets to the skier, and then from all explanations or all testimony or whatever, steps off 1 meter early. So he steps off, and you actually can see a video of the judge calling him back. He flinches back, kind of like when he stepped off, he was still in contact with the machine when it was 999. Okay. And then kind of he flinches, goes back. The judge is like, "You're okay, go, 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 go." By the time he gets to the sled, he's pulled off course and disqualified for leaving the skier 1 meter early. Now, the kicker about this is in the rule book, that's not a disqualification. In the rule book, it says if you leave early, it's a 15-second penalty. It also says if you step off the platform, it's a warning. And if you do it again, it's a 15-second penalty. Or sorry, the leaving early is a time penalty up to a DQ depending on the severity. But just
Yeah,
stepping off the platform is a warning and then a 15-second penalty. So apparently, and I do believe this to be true, in the pre-race briefing, they said leaving any bit early is a disqualification,
yeah. They said that they would be held to the highest consequence for every rule that could be broken.
except for some of them.
So that this is a different situation though, because he wasn't
Yes.
allowed to go back. Hmm.
Yes, yes, he was not allowed to go. No, so I'll go first on this, and then you can tell me.
Yeah.
Here's some of the problems I have with this. One, disqualifying someone for leaving a skier a meter early is absolutely insane.
So you don't know for sure if it was a meter. When
Actually, they've acknowledged it was a meter and barbell spin. Someone submitted a picture to them where you can actually see a video when Cole is still in contact with the skier at 999. So
okay, yeah, because I'm just like they roll
yeah,
pretty.
yeah, yeah.
I
So
mean,
oh yeah,
most of us stop at 990.
no, no, it
Let
didn't
it
stop at
roll.
999. It rolled way past.
Yeah, so okay.
Yeah, yeah. He left at 999. That's when he stepped off. So his probably still had his back foot on when it rolled over. Okay.
Mhm.
So that is fact. Um, my big issue, one, this is where I'm actually going to credit. Hyrox said they DQ you and they DQ'd him. Great. The problem is the DQ and the problem is the idiosyncrasies of the rules. One, you've deviated from the rule book for no apparent reason, right? So you've done this change to the rules for no apparent reason. This does not make a better sport. This does not make it better. This is I don't view this as holding athletes to a higher standard, right? That's not how I see this. When you're changing rules like that, and this is a professional sport now, we're talking a lot of money on the line, sponsorship, prize money, everything. If you're going to just randomly change the rules in the pre-race briefing, okay, you need to have this written down that this is what we are doing today. This is the changes of the rules to the race in this pre-race briefing. This is what we are addressing, written down like the minutes of a meeting, and then everybody in attendance, i.e. the athletes, needs to sign it as an admission of understanding. Because there's a lot of people in those meetings who don't hear everything. There's a lot of people in those meetings who maybe don't speak the same language. And in those situations too, the person giving the debrief could forget something. And you have no recourse as an athlete to say, you never said that because there's no evidence. They're not allowed to video these meetings. So if you want to hold your athletes to this professional standards, you have to hold yourself to that same standard, right? So not only was this rule change not needed, it's not documented. So how can you have a professional race with rules that are not written down and acknowledged by the athletes? That's not how you have a professional sport. So that is my big issue with it. The other part is in the rules, you do not define what leaving is. So if he stepped off at 999, the judge says, no, you left early, and he comes and steps back on. Has he left? We don't know. If he runs all the way down to the end of the zone and then comes back, has he left?
Mhm.
No idea. Now, that to me needs to be specified. In my mind, and in rule books that I've dealt with, when you leave the zone, that's when you've left, when you've crossed that timing mat. Because if you do whatever, 950, 940, whatever, however much you do, and I yell at you, hey, you didn't go far enough, and you come back and finish, that's not a penalty. You've already given yourself the penalty,
Yeah.
right? So therein lies the problem I have with that. There's a lot of people going on about, well, Tim's only got a 15-second penalty for his. Those rules are different. They didn't change those rules. They
Mhm.
have now, but they didn't change those rules on that day. So I'm fine with that. I do think that one was dumb too. The other part that really bothers me about the whole thing in both those situations is both judges told them to go. And if your judge tells you to go, you go. That's what a judge is there for.
Mhm.
Like it boggles my mind that they just go, nope, doesn't matter what the judge told you. You followed the judge's rules for sure, but we're DQing you.
Mhm.
Maybe Cole didn't see the 999. Maybe he had sweat in his eye and his judge told him to go. He was all right. Maybe he did see it and he realized he stepped
Well,
off
but
early.
remember in Hyrox, the screen flashes a big check mark.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is maybe he stepped off, realized he didn't, and was going to jump back on, but the judge told him you're okay, go. So that goes back to what is leaving, right? Because he did go back and then the judge said go.
Mhm.
So this is the problems I have with it. Not that they said they would DQ you for it, and they did DQ you for it, but the fact that the rule is one, unnecessary, and two, completely vague and not complete. So if you want, and that's my thing, if you want to hold the athletes to that highest standard, you need to hold yourself to that highest standard, and they're not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know what was said in the meeting before.
I have been told.
Yeah. Well, and I have too,
Yeah.
and that they were told that.
Yep, they were told that and acknowledged by Cole. And like I said, that's why I say when they said that, I completely say that that's the truth.
Yes. So then he still did break the rule.
Yep, he did. But like I said,
So
what
there,
is,
if
what
it's
is,
super black and white,
but it's not because what is leaving?
well, he left the platform.
That's right. But is that leaving? If he had jumped back on it, would he have been okay? Because according to the rule book, if you step off the platform and step back on, that's a warning.
Yeah.
But he went to go step back on, and the judge told him no go.
Mhm. Do you know that's what the judge said?
I saw the judge waving her hand.
Yeah, but what if she was going come back?
Yeah, it looked like a go. Because if he came to go back and she said come back, I would think he would continue in that direction. Doesn't
Mhm.
make a lot of sense that he goes to go back and she says keep coming and he goes the other way. That doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Well,
So
yeah.
anyway, that's my take on it.
Mhm.
I like I said, I just think that if you're going to be that stringent, you have to have it both ways.
Mhm.
You know. But if that's where they want to make the DQ, then that's cool. But then they just say leaving is stepping off the platform.
Mhm.
And if that's the case, that's the case.
Yeah.
So, but so where they say it's black and white and clear, it really isn't. There's more room
Yeah,
to.
the rule book is quite vague, but they did say that
Mhm.
they would be disqualified if they left the station early.
Yeah, and
So,
that's not like I said. My debate is they did not define what leave early is, and then the judge told him to go, and that's the big thing. And that's the same problem I have with Tim's thing is that Tim went to go back, and the judge told him, no, 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 you're okay, go, and that cost him how many thousands of dollars from second to third?
yeah, probably $10,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that is not right either.
Hmm.
Because how would Tim have known if his screen didn't malfunction? How would Tim have known if the judge didn't accidentally hit a no rep when they didn't mean to?
Yeah.
Right? So he followed the judge.
Yeah, and I mean these are situations that they're gonna have to figure out. Like I think obviously the consequence for Cole was a very extreme, and I think DQing someone in a world championship race is very extreme. But
Agreed.
I mean it's not like it doesn't happen in other
No, no, no,
worlds of racing either. Like Hyrox is not
no,
unique to doing extreme things at championship races. So
no.
um, and I mean, again, he did kind of break the rule.
Yep,
So
agreed. And I
he
definitely
did
believe
get
he deserves.
jumpy. He jumped off too early.
Yep,
I mean, ever since the beginning of time with Hyrox, you can't leave the ski erg or the row erg early.
nope.
And I mean, even when we started, you weren't allowed to get up off the rower until a judge said it was okay, even early. We'd
That is
stand there
actually
waving our
that's
hand.
actually still in the rule book.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just it is kind of how it's been. Like, yeah, you got jumpy and you left early. So they said that they would DQ them if they left the station early, and they did what they said they were gonna
Yep,
do.
and like I said, that
So,
part I'm okay with. It's the lack of specificity on the rule
mhm.
and the judge interaction. The fact that they DQ'd him for something they said they would DQ him for, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah. So I guess his judge that waved him away just got overturned by a head judge who said, "Well, did he leave early?" Yes, he did. But then it ruled over. So then like, well, he left early. So
So in my mind, in that situation, because you're told to leave early, that should go back to the judge where they would give you a penalty based on
yeah.
mathematics.
I also think they should have probably not been so quick to do it and even let him finish
And then he could appeal.
and then you can appeal and then you can kind of sit down. I think pulling him off the course that quickly was probably a little bit rash also.
Agreed.
Um
Agreed. And they did that to other people before. I can't remember the female doubles team. They pulled off the rower and didn't let them finish.
yeah.
And then there was
Yeah.
another guy for the same reason in the skier they pulled off in Australia. And yeah,
Yeah.
you'd let like this if it's a DQ for like abuse or something, yeah, you pull them off the course. But for something like that, let them finish, give them the right to their appeal.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what I thought. And I mean, if the at the end of the day, if they said, "Did you leave it early?" and he's like, "Yes," well then it is what it is. If they want to appeal it, I don't know. But I think they probably should have just let it run its course, like let
Mhm.
him run the rest of the race and then, have a discussion about it after.
Yeah.
And then maybe the same thing too with Tim Vinich, because again, we are looking at a lot of money that was lost. And Tim did leave the station early. He went to go back.
Hmm.
And anyways, there was a lot of confusion around that too. Like
Yeah.
he did his 100th. It gave him a no rep, but they didn't mean to give him a no rep. So then that's all kind of a weird circumstance
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, exactly. And then it still comes down to the fact that Hyrox has never clarified. Do I go when my judge says so, or do I go when the screen says 100?
Yeah.
And they've
The
never clarified that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna definitely have to figure this out. We had really hoped that there wouldn't be major controversy, and we got through the women's race pretty unscathed,
Pretty
and
good. Pretty
then
good. Yeah.
yeah, and then the men just blew that out of the water. And then
Right
we
at the
had
start.
controversy, yeah, even with Hunter's penalties. Um,
Okay, do you want to go to that? Do you want to go to Hunter's thing next?
sure.
Okay, what do you think? What do you think about his?
I do agree though with his burpee penalties. I don't with the lunge one, which the judge did call back.
I am of the exact same belief.
Mhm.
I thought the burpees he actually could have been red carded much earlier,
Yeah. Yeah.
which
And
would
it
have
is the way he's always done burpees. So I've kind of always thought
he
he's
reverted back to it.
really playing with this line here, especially in a circumstance where they said that they were going to be, and you know that they've been really strict about the burpees, especially the burpees. So I don't know why he kept doing this thing where he throws his hands forward when he shoots his feet back. So then you are creating a distance of more than.
There
So
were there
I
were
agree with the
some that
burpee
were
penalty.
there were some that were more than a half meter,
Yeah.
you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, I agree with the burpee penalty as well. And I also agree that the lunge one, I'm glad it was overturned because I don't think he deserved that one.
Yeah. Yeah. And it had to do with hip extension at the top,
Mm. Mm. Yeah,
which
I
is a very hard one to judge when people are doing walking lunges and moving
super
forward.
hard. Super
Yeah.
hard to judge. That's why RX1 gave up on that and just said do whatever you want. Duck walk, we don't care.
Well, and again, if you duck walk, it doesn't benefit you.
It
So if
burns.
people really want to do that and sit in a hinged position that for 3 minutes, go for it. But it's not going to feel really good when you run after.
Especially that time in the race, it just burns.
I know. So yeah, I was glad that lunge one was too, but the burpee one, I was like, yeah, of course.
So
So
from the stand of it, you and I actually don't think there was a controversy for Hunter's penalties.
no, no, I don't.
No, no, neither do I. I think they were right on, which
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
Actual race, good part.
Yeah.
Dylan Scott, baby.
Oh, yeah, that made me so happy. Dylan just, ran his own race and there was a lot of big moves made by Hunter and I do think a lot of it was to bait some of these guys to go with him
Yeah,
with doing his sled push unbroken and you know Alex Alex Ronkovich took the bait and it definitely hurt
I
him.
I think it killed both of them.
Yeah, yeah. Alex and Tim kind of went with it. And
Oh,
championship.
Tim dropped off. Tim broke, but Hunter, I think it killed Hunter and Alex.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did. But I mean, championship racing isn't about it is about taking risks sometimes because sometimes it pays off and you just don't know.
Yeah,
So sometimes if you know you have this really strong card, like we know Hunter and Alex are good at sleds and Hunter especially. So he's like, I'm just going to play this card. It might work. It's a gamble. If it works, it's going to be amazing. If it doesn't, it might blow up in my face. And that's what happened a little bit.
yeah.
He still had a good race, but I think Alex responding to that move was probably a big mistake because I feel like Hunter probably trained this
Yeah.
over and over again because he knew he was going to do this and Alex probably didn't. So it was silly. Well, but again, championship racing is so different. You race for placing, you don't race for time. So
He suckered one of the guys in that he needed to, but he didn't sucker enough of them in.
yeah, and we know Dylan is a really, really cerebral racer he plays the math game constantly when he's
Yeah.
racing. And when they hit wall balls and I was like, there is a chance. And you just kept seeing Dylan keep going in these he was in sixth place, I think, coming into
Yep.
wall balls, and they just kept breaking and Dylan just kept going, and he didn't even know that he was catching some of these guys. And I was at school pickup and I was watching on my phone, and my car was filling up with my daughter and her friends, and I'm like, guys, just give me 5 more minutes. Like, nobody talking. They're just like sitting in the back, all quiet.
I was on the couch and Rye was in the chair, and I was giving her an a running commentary of what was happening. Even though she was watching it, I was so like I went into commentary mode of this and this and this and this and this. It was
Oh yeah. And yeah, we're down to like matching wall balls with Tim and
and,
Dylan and
and Louis Osler, who was
yeah.
a beast.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic race for him. But yeah, I came
I
home
had
and Jeff is crying.
I had forgotten that Louis had the penalty, and I was thinking him and Dylan were neck and neck, and I'm like, he's one closer than Dylan, and this and that, and then Rye actually
Yeah.
reminded me he had the penalty. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I was afraid of it being a repeat of um Sean Noble,
Mm,
and where they're diving across the line, and then
yeah,
I was like, oh no. But yeah, that was it. I was so excited. So
that was
excited.
amazing. That was absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. And I mean, for those of you who've been with us for a long time, we don't have to tell you how close Dylan is to our hearts. And I mean, I
Mhm.
believe Dylan was the original Team OFX member. Well,
Yeah.
other than you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, yeah, he's been there since the beginning. And
Hmm.
Tara was up there too. But he just, we've been on the Dylan bandwagon since the Invitational when he was not involved in the Invitational. He was just that crazy guy doing 3 to 9 hours of workout a day and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So just great guy, and we're so excited, so happy for him.
Yeah.
And can't wait to see more from him. Can't wait to see more from him now. He's done it as a dad, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And his boy's gonna get to look back and see all that and see, be a part of it. So that's great. I
Yeah.
did
Oh
want to touch on, like I said, Louis Ostler, who nobody had as a real podium threat.
wow.
And
Hmm.
just again he podiumed with a 15-second penalty.
Hmm.
So he very well could have challenged Dylan
For
and
the win. Could
for the
you
win.
imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just, I mean, kudos to him. There's another guy we're gonna see a lot more of.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what was the 7 second malfunction?
Yeah, for Charlie Bottrell.
Well, what happened with
So a camera fell in front of the sensor, and he was unable to do proper wall balls because there was a camera in the way, like physically in the
oh.
way. So I don't know if that was appropriate. So basically, they took 7 seconds off his time to account for the interference, the mechanical interference, basically.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was
Whether
very
that's appropriate or not, time, I don't know. I haven't gone back and really watched it. But that's another thing where I said, like, where Tim was right beside him and saw that malfunction, and then when his judge tells him to go, he's okay. He doesn't know that his didn't malfunction as well, right? So,
yeah.
so yeah, that's what that one was for.
Yeah. I almost feel like you know how in Spartan racing how you'd always do 31 per piece,
Yeah, but 31 would have maybe cost him, that extra one might have cost him something, right?
but he would have got second.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was one of those deals, but I think at the time he was thinking, I don't know if he knew Dylan was coming or if he knew Louis was coming
Oh,
soon.
I
Or
don't
I don't.
think he knew Dylan was coming.
And then
No.
when he saw him and he threw his last one and he's like, I gotta go. And so there's a lot going on there.
Yeah. I know, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it was a good race. It was a really good race. I was, like I said, very excited. I couldn't have been, any happier for Dylan for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
Um, is Hunter done with solo Hyrox?
Well, according to his interview after, it sounds like he might consider. a sort of maybe retirement
My guess
from
is,
competitive racing. And you know what? Again, a lot of it has to do with the system.
yeah, he doesn't want to
It,
race that much.
yeah, it is going to, and Hunter has never really raced as much as some of the
Mhm.
other people. And I think with this new system, it's just required that you race that much. And again, when we think about Joanna, and she came in as the favorite, and we've often seen the athlete that has a really good season at the majors, and they're kind of coming in that favorite. They haven't traditionally performed really well at Worlds. And I think a lot of it is the Hyrox season is so long, and these athletes are required to perform at their best so many times, and now potentially 5 times before they actually hit Worlds. So if you're an athlete where you're needing to hit times and places, you're having to put in these tapers throughout this
Yep.
10-month season where if we realistically should only be tapering 2, 3 times in a year, they're having to do it 5 times before they hit worlds. So then you're already kind of burnt out and you've kind of burnt out your ideal taper situations, and you've had too many like ups and downs. So I I think it is creating a situation where it's just becoming very difficult for people to perform at their very best at Worlds if they're playing the season game, but you have to play that game in order to be in the Elite 15 at Worlds anyways. So I think like Hunter knows this, and I can understand him wanting to step away. And he said too, it's just been nice for him to spend some more time with his family. And um yeah, so I don't know. Maybe he just kind of wants to take a little bit of a step back from it, because the way Hyrox is now is you can't just kind of race a couple times and then
Mhm.
be at
My
Worlds.
my prediction is that he races in doubles next year and not singles because you only need 3 doubles races. That is provided he finds a partner that he wants to race with because now he needs a new partner,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I don't know. We
So
will see.
yeah. There was one other thing that we didn't mention about the men's race. I mean, there's probably dozens of other things, but one other thing that jumped to my mind. Going into the sled push, there was a breakout of men with Tim, Ronk, Hunter, and Luke Greer. And they slowed to a near walk.
Yeah.
I'm assuming because historically the first sled has always been rubbish
Yeah.
and nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
And then the whole field caught them.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I actually didn't see this in real time because
Oh
again,
no, I did. I did. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
but I've always wondered if this would happen,
Hmm.
because we saw in Ottawa athletes starting at the back of the corral to not get the first sleds.
I have seen it happen in worlds before where someone dropped back, was leading and dropped back, so they did not have to get the first sled.
Yeah. Yeah. But then I saw on the women's side that they didn't use the first 2 lanes.
No, no, they didn't. They didn't. And they didn't in the men's either. I know it was the first two of the first one, but they didn't in the men's either. So I
Yeah.
don't know that it played a role, but it was just kind of this funny thing where it's like,
I think it's still kind of like bad karma almost.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
But you can't say it's not against the rules,
No?
right? Like it's kind of weird, but it's like, yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
think bad karma is probably the best way to put it.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I was just something I was like, okay, that's funny.
It's funny.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Do you want to do doubles today or do you want, because I think we've already almost been an hour now.
Yeah, we could talk about it another time,
All
maybe.
right, let's do another one for doubles and then another one for rules. We'll just stretch them out.
Yeah. And then we definitely have some interviews coming. So,
Yes, definitely. Definitely got to do some interviews. All right. Take us
mhm.
home, Beth.
Yeah, thanks so much everyone for listening. It was a very exciting weekend of Hyrox racing. I feel like there was a lot of really good stories, and we had some good Canadians on the age group podiums too, which we will get to next time. So we're excited to talk about that too. So congrats everyone who raced, and thanks for listening.
Take care.